Hey guys, Virgil with CrazyCyber, and today we're going to turn this into this. Alright guys, so today we are starting part 2 of the 3D printing space remodel. And if you saw the first video in the series, you saw that I made some bold claims about the type of setup you could get for the money from Facebook Marketplace. And if you watched the first part, you saw I was immediately able to back up those claims.
People are always saying about the talk, and I talk, and I talk, and I talk, but guess what? I back it up! I back it up!
And that with a little elbow grease and some dedication, that you could easily make a very practical and super cool looking 3D printing setup for under $100. And in my case, $55 for everything, including a new printer. So unfortunately for me, the new setup that I got, it's not going to fit in the lab. I've decided to keep my Ender 3 in the lab next to my workstation because that's where I do 3D modeling using FreeCAD, and I want something within arm's reach of my workstation so that I can, quickly move from design to prototyping or production or whatever just from a click of the button and through Pronterface. I typically keep my Ender hooked up to Pronterface and, send prints to it. So the new printer, which is a Maker Select, that will live in the factory, along with the new workbench. So the plans for the factory with the new printer and the new workbench is that in addition to housing the Maker Select, the new workbench will also be the home of my drill press, as well as my less than satisfactory $100 Amazon welder that is getting replaced very soon thanks to some Monero donations by James. James, thank you. I told you I was getting a new welder. I still am, I promise. And that's getting replaced for a lot of upcoming projects, including Hulk version 2, as well as some other really exciting stuff I have planned. That some of it which will be required for the plans I have for Hulk version 2, which is going to be a DIY CNC machine and hopefully a large format printer. The drawers of the box will house various fabrication tools and bits, which will open up some space in my main box, just to have that more clean and more organized. So this area will effectively be my fabrication setup and will also really help clean up the look of the factory. In order to make room for this space here, I had to remove some really old and run-down cabinets to make space for the new bench. And even just with removing the old cabinets, it already looks 100 million times better. So this setup's drastically going to improve the factory. And this kind of step here is a part of a larger plan to continually improve the factory, both in terms of aesthetics as well as function and production. Alright, so here we are with our main attraction for part 2 of the 3D printing space and printer upgrade and remodel series, whatever. Sitting in this very large box is the carbon fiber vinyl that I ordered. And today we are going to be vinyl wrapping this box and upgrading the aesthetics of the space. I've decided that I'm not going to do the drawers. And that's because it took me a very long time to gather the sticker collection, and they all have sentimental meaning, and all of them were from parts that I ordered, or if the part I ordered didn't come with the sticker, I purchased one myself and then put it on. And yeah, so not wrapping the drawers. Maybe we'll do this part here. But today we're going to be vinyl wrapping this box, coming up with a more intelligent mounting system for the spool. Right now I just have these magnets in it, so it can't really pull it forward. We might even print another one for the printer downstairs. And we have a lot to do today. And the main thing of this video is going to be vinyl wrapping this box, setting everything up, and upgrading the spool roller for this box, and then getting the box downstairs, putting it together, securing the top, setting the printer up down there, and installing the drill press on the table and all that good stuff. So let's get right into it. So in order to thank everybody for the views and the support, I've decided to do a laptop build series and then give the laptop away at the end of it. So sitting here on my desk in all of its naked glory is an HP Envy X360. It has an Intel Core i7 13th gen 106 5G7 processor. It has 16 gigabytes of LPDDR5 RAM, Intel Iris Xe integrated graphics, and a 1 terabyte M.2 SSD, and a bunch of other features. I'm going to be doing a build series on the channel for this, which will mainly entail the see-through bottom panel that I am making for it out of this acrylic sheet that I got from Ace Hardware, in an ongoing effort to bring back the 90s glorious see-through tech. As well as, in addition to that, the build will entail a lot of custom artwork on various components. And that way you'll be able to see the artwork through the see-through panel, and I think it's going to be a really cool look when I'm done. In addition to that, I mean, this will kind of be up to the winner, but tentatively I'm going to be setting this machine up exactly like my daily driver penetration testing and lab machine, and it will be running Kali, and it will be preloaded with all of the other non-stock tools I use when performing a penetration test, including a lightweight and uncensored locally run Olama model that I found to be very, very good at writing exploits. Additionally, if the winner wants them, I'm going to be preloading it with all of my own personal cybersecurity, ethical hacking, Python, low-level notes, prompt engineering notes for both ChatGPT and Olama, and everything else that I've learned over the last 5 years that got me to the point that I'm Security Plus certified. It is a very capable machine, and I'm going to be giving it away for $1. Most of the other giveaways you see online, they pretty much always require you to buy something a lot more expensive than $1, but I wanted to make it really inexpensive to enter, and that way someone who might be financially struggling but's always wanted to learn cybersecurity or always wanted a nice laptop, they would be able to enter to win very, very inexpensively. So to enter, and you can do it at any point, just send $1 US to one of the payment methods listed in the description. And my goal is to do a bunch of these giveaways in the hopes of getting some solid equipment into the hands of someone who might not normally be able to afford it. And I think one of the travesties of life and the kind of the way society is set up is that somewhere in this world there is a guy who is working at McDonald's or Rite Aid or whatever, and he would have been the best penetration tester the world has ever seen if he had access to a computer and the education that he needed. Like somewhere working on an oil rig or a janitor or whatever, there's a guy who would have cured cancer completely if he hadn't grown up poor and his environment had been a little different. And somewhere there's, and again, somewhere there's a kid who is smarter than any of us, and he's mining diamonds in Africa just so he doesn't starve. And my goal for these giveaways is to get to the point, hopefully, where we can do things on this channel like give out scholarships and things that could really, really change someone's life and make the world a better place, because we're giving these minds a chance to develop their God-given talents and their skills. And life can be kind of whack in that regard, but it's kind of up to all of us to make it less whack for each other And hopefully in my own small way with this giveaway and starting this, I can make it a little less whack for someone and give them the opportunity to learn the field and all of the stuff that we all love and make the world a better place. You know, who knows, right? But that's the main spirit behind the giveaway. And I hope that this laptop finds its way into the hands of someone who would not be able to normally afford a machine like this. And if you guys, if some of you feel it in your heart and you just want to enter and you want to just say, hey, I've entered, I don't need the laptop, you can basically like leave a note and say, don't choose me if I win. I'm just putting this together for the next giveaway. That's fine. I mean, if you don't want to enter, don't enter. Either way, even if I only get one entry, I'm still going to give this away, right? I don't need it. I have 3 other laptops and, I can't use them all, right? And I'm really, really hoping that this finds its way into the hands of some young kid whose family couldn't get him a laptop, who loves tech, who loves cybersecurity, who thinks hacking's the coolest thing in the world, and he's able to use this machine, study, and better his life and better the world around him. And that's the goal. I'm getting like emotional, dude. Like, but that's the giveaway. And I'll show you guys the inside of it. I like looking at the electronic components, but I gotta clean it up. It's like, but touchscreen, Bang & Olufsen sound system. It's got built-in SD card reader, USB 3.1, USB-C 3.1. It's a capable machine. So let's get into what we're doing today now that I've showed you guys this and I've made myself all emotional thinking about people who would be amazing for the world, but they didn't get the opportunity to. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull Old Faithful out of its spot and we are going to clean it thoroughly. So when I brought this thing up here, I did kind of just like a basic wipe down, but you can see that we've got a lot of cleaning to do because we don't want to run into any issues with the vinyl sticking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of my favorite tools, to be honest, and I have this brush set that hooks into my impact or my drill. And if you're a man and you ever have to clean stuff, if you don't have one of these, I'm telling you, dude, this is one of the best tools I've ever bought. And you'll see it in action here in a second, but these things cut your cleaning time by like 100% basically. Like using this in the bathroom to clean like tile grout and shower, I'm telling you, cut your cleaning time by like over 100%, I think, for real. So I'm gonna link these in the description because these are amazing. I love these and you'll see them in action in a second. Okay, so got my trusty Milwaukee Impact, Milwaukee gang, DeWalt fanboys. We can fight whenever you want. So got my cleaner. You're about to see the magic of this tool, and I absolutely love these things. I use them anytime when I detail my car. I use these for the wheels. I use this for everything. Like this stuff that's built up in the corners here, I mean, how long would that take you to do by hand? Like forever. Boom. I mean, guys, how long do you think that would have taken you to get that clean by hand? Way longer than that, I'll tell you that much. And again, we're just doing this so that our vinyl sticks nicely. And these scratches here are actually going to help us because it's like when you paint something, you need a mechanical key so that the paint can really stick to the surface. So I'm going to continue to do this. I'm going to do the whole box, especially down on the sides, down on the bottom there that I showed you. And we're going to get this thing nice and clean and prepped for our vinyl. Now, luckily for me, this carpet is getting replaced this month, so I don't have to worry about getting it dirty. You know, this is going to be my first vinyl wrapping project ever, and I think I picked something pretty good to start on. It's all flat surfaces, but there are some things we're going to have to heat shrink, and you know, it's going to take, there's some areas where it's going to require me to learn and basically learn the best ways to move the vinyl and place the vinyl, and that will come in handy because at some point I do want to wrap the Audi and potentially wrap the Ducati. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, I'm telling you guys, but one of the best tools in your arsenal. Now, one thing we're gonna do is I kind of measured this thing out, but I don't know if I don't know if we got enough. If we do, it's gonna be right on the edge. So I'm gonna wrap the back panel last, if we even have enough vinyl to wrap. Man, I was scrubbing this spot for forever, and it's not even anything. It's just a paint chip. It's paint chip away. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry for a few minutes. Then in the meantime, we'll cut open our box of vinyl and we'll see what we got. Okay. Excuse the cat toys. So, this is a big old box. And this has our carbon fiber vinyl. So let's go ahead and slice this bad boy open. Boom. And there she blows, looking beautiful. Man, this is gonna look so cool when it's done. Now, I've never really worked with vinyl that was anything bigger than this. So, we are going to peep this and kind of line it up and see what we need to do. Okay, so unfortunately I have misplaced my X-Acto knife, but I got a razor blade and the heat gun. And I have my squeegee thing that I got a while back with another vinyl kit. So I got another brand new blade here, just in case. Now, I have never done this before, guys, so I really have no idea how this is going to go. I see a lot of people use soapy water underneath the vinyl. So I'm going to try to do it dry first and see what happens. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Think we're gonna tack it along the corner here. I think maybe I should have pulled this sheet off, but I think that that's what's protecting the vinyl from scratches as I wrap. But it's making it hard to tell if it's the vinyl bubbling or if it's the plastic bubbling. Okay, now, see, this is like, that's just the protective plastic bubbling up, but that is not half bad for my first ever attempt at vinyl wrapping anything significant. But we are going to have to go through here and kind of just make sure that the thing that's bubbling is the protective plastic and not the vinyl itself. I'm going to work my way around, and then as we get into these pockets here, I do believe I'm going to slice it here and use my heat gun in order to better form it. Okay, as I come around this corner, really trying to make sure I go around this corner tight. And luckily the vinyl trying to want to hold its shape from the roll is really kind of helping me out here with this corner. Oh, where did I put my blade? Now, I'm sure in this process I'm going to be making some mistakes, probably waste some vinyl, and I'm okay with that to learn such a useful new skill. You got a screw head here. I'm just trying to feel for the edge where it goes down into it. Okay, right there. Now, in order to go in like this, and then have it like this, I think I do just need to kind of like cut it along here. Because then I can push it, unwrap it, and push it in. So okay. Okay. Grand reveal. Oh shit. Oh, because I wrapped this underneath. Oh, damn, I gotta keep that in mind. Wow. Lots of freaking bubble. We're gonna use the syringe trick to get rid of those. Don't know if you guys have ever seen the syringe trick, but basically you get a really thin needle and just push it in. You know, this is kind of what I expected for my first attempt at this ever, and I'm really not too mad at it. Definitely makes you appreciate the guys that do that on freaking cars, bro. This part... Okay, I definitely now know that I need to pull the plastic off before, because I thought all of these were air bubbles in the plastic film that covers the vinyl. And I didn't think that they were in the vinyl. I mean, some of these, they're working themselves out, kind of. Okay, let's take a look at my... I don't know if this work is above average or below average, because I feel like it's above average, because I feel like if any random person did this, I don't know if they could do this as well. But you see, I got quite a few fingers, and we're going to get rid of those with the heat gun and with the syringe method. You just poke a syringe in there, and then you pull on it, and it sucks all the air out, and the vinyl sits flat. I've seen many very professional vinyl wrappers do that. But we got some air bubbles, but I kind of always knew I was going to. I think maybe for the next side, we'll do the syringe method there too. But I think for the next side, I might experiment with spraying the soapy water down so the vinyl can move, because apparently that is something that professionals do, and it really helps them avoid bubbles because the vinyl can move around, and then once you squeegee the water out, it sticks. So all in all, not terrible. This is right here, there's like a screw here or something that's really kind of messing that up. But really not awful. And I mean, from far away, you can still tell a little bit. But all of these will be gone before it's all said and done. This is probably my best work so far. I mean, no. How is it possible that I have 0 fingers on this part, which was the hardest part to do, and then I have fingers on the easiest part to do, which was a flat surface? Kind of seems ass backwards, but whatever. But I mean, you can see here, that's gonna look real cool. I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. Man. Okay, I think it's really time that I start experimenting with the heat because I'm a perfectionist and all these things are driving me absolutely crazy. But luckily we got this syringe. We are going to perform some surgery on some of these. Now that I'm seeing this in action, I would not be at all surprised if this is what a lot of vinyl wrappers do, and then heat the vinyl to get rid of the evidence of the needle. There's a lot of the vinyl that the pros use. It's self-healing. And I've seen many a video online of them just... See, my needle head is too big, and it's angled. So they probably get like... I don't know if you guys have ever seen a diabetic, but they have like needles that they use to put their insulin in. And they're very, very, very small needles. But this is working very well. I'm quite pleased with this. I definitely need to do some research before I do the front and the other side. The front's going to be the most visible. The sides really aren't. But the top and the front are very crucial to get very good. And not just for the sake that this drives my OCD absolutely bonkers off the wall. I really should have done a lot more research before I started this. I just kind of came in with the attitude like, oh, it's a flat surface, it'll just lay flat, and you know what they say about assuming. Okay, well that is much, much better. And I don't want to blame my tools, but this is the cheapest possible carbon fiber look vinyl that I could find on Amazon. Okay, let's do some research. Let's take care of this top. And then do the front and the other side. Actually, we're going to do the top last because it's the most crucial and I want the most amount of practice before. So, I am going to see what's holding in this badge and then take that off. And then we'll take care of the front, top, and the sides. And then be done. What are the chances that I break this thing? Probably pretty close to 0. Haha, boom, got it. My problem is when I'm filming, I get too excited to do the actual work so that I'm not focused enough on filming and capturing this for you guys, and I focus too much on what I'm actually doing. I need to get better about that. My goal is to really up my content game and bring you guys the best content that I absolutely can. And my goal is to continually hone that skill set and continually improve and continually bring you guys better content each time. So, from what we're going to do now is I've removed the badge and I've scraped away the glue residue. We're going to wrap from here, cut around this, and then to here, and then stop. And then we'll do the same thing we did for this side on this side. And we're going to use the soapy water method this time and see how that works on this small section here. And see if that, really helps. And then we'll grab the heat gun and kind of warm the vinyl up. See if that helps, and we'll continue making progress. we need to cut a piece for that top section on the box. And we're gonna give ourselves a little room. So we're gonna cut a piece that is 2.5 inches in width. And this was the perfect length. So I'm gonna pull my mat a little bit this way. Okay, there's our piece. Now let's move to the front and let's try our soapy water and heat gun method. I got my heat gun on top of the box. We're gonna use that. Okay, so I'm gonna preheat this vinyl with my heat gun. Now for Hulk, we had it turned up way high, so we're gonna turn it down. Okay, we're gonna go in with our soapy water. We're gonna start from the left and go to the right. We are gonna have to we're gonna have to cut a piece to go around the lock. Okay, another lesson I'm learning is that the amount of overhang that you leave to secure it to the side you're folding it under is incredibly important. Okay, so now I really need to just like somehow measure this circumference exactly and then slip something around it. Ideally, we would be able to just pop this thing out, but I don't really see a way to do it, and I can't get my head in there to see how it's held on. I don't feel any nuts. And the pull, most of these boxes, they lock through the back. Like when you turn this, it like basically like shifts something upwards. So I need to figure out a way to cut a perfect circle in this vinyl so that I can just slip this over, have some seams that don't look too bad. How, bro? Okay, this is not perfect, but this looks much, much better than it did before. Okay. It is by no means beautiful or perfect, and it's quite obvious when you look up close on it, but from far away, it's not god-awful. That's gonna drive me crazy. It's gonna drive me freaking crazy. From now on, any vinyl wrapping on this channel is going to be left to the professionals. Alright, let's do the same for the bottom. Probably just going to time lapse through this. Alright guys, we got one more side and then the very top to do. And the top has to come out the best because it's the main, it's what everything's gonna sit on. Okay. Okay guys, we just poked holes where the logo was. We should be able to just boom. How do you like that? Maybe I'll paint this red or something cool. Okay, so I'm gonna do this like how I did the other one because this large roll is very difficult to work with. And this might be the size of the hood for my SQ5, so we might have to try to save enough to get that done. Haha, boom. The sides. I'm going to show you guys, I told you I'm honest on this channel, and I'm going to show you the good, the bad, and the ugly, and that is the ugly. I don't have enough vinyl to redo this, but I'm going to have to order some more. And this is because of the heat gun, for sure. I mean, I watched it happen. When you heat the vinyl, it shrinks. And when the vinyl's like folded up like that, it tightens it into these really, really tight fingers that you cannot get out. It's done. And, yeah, unfortunately, this is what this side looks like. And if you compare it to this side, I mean, this side looks a billion times better. Look at that. Not a single one of those fingers on this side. You can kind of see the deflection because there's a dent in the box here. But there's not a single one of those fingers, and I didn't use the heat gun at all on this side, so we are not going to be using the heat gun again on this box. Very disappointing, but that other side came out fantastic, and you'll be able to. Unfortunately, this side is the one you're going to see because the other side's up against the freaking wall. Did that ass backwards, but I mean, I did that side first because I assumed my very first attempt at ever vinyl wrapping anything would go worse than the second attempt, but I'm going to have to watch some videos and learn because I am going to redo this side at some point. Okay guys, we're going to do this last bottom piece here. Okay guys, so now we are going to do the most crucial part of this, which is the very top panel. Now, I think that my strategy for this is that praying that this piece is long enough, which my prayer seems to, yep, my prayers will go unanswered. This is not long enough. Whack, that would have been absolutely perfect, because now I gotta cut another piece of the large one. I was hoping something would be. Bro, no. I don't have enough. I do not have enough to do the top in one piece. Okay. So the printer's gonna sit here. We're gonna do this in two pieces, which is absolutely infuriating. But we gotta work with what we got. So I'm gonna try to unroll this and get it so that it'll lay flat. So we're gonna come in, we're gonna lay this sheet like this, and then we're gonna pack it down all the way. We're gonna start from the middle and work our way out, and then we're gonna come here, and once this is done, we'll use the ruler and cut the seam perfectly straight, and then we'll use that remaining piece to get us the rest of the way. It's quite frustrating having to do this in two pieces because I was really trying to avoid a seam on the top. But it is what it is. So we're going to peel this layer back and begin the process of tacking this down. Okay, it could look worse. And it's crazy how this weave ended up going. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see that. But look at how perfectly I accidentally matched this up. I guess that's really the only one that's perfect, but happy accident. Now let's take our syringe. Let's do a little fine tuning. Then we'll take a black Posca paint pen and we'll color the top of this black. And we will call this done. Top is done. We're going to take a paint pen and paint the rest of it. The red showing. I give this a 5 out of 5. Completely average job. I have never vinyl wrapped anything before. I don't think it turned out god awful, but I don't think it turned out good. Completely average. Okay guys, and here we are after several hours, and we have our finished product. And I gotta say, even with the seams, it looks quite good. And this being, some of the dents in the box kind of make it look weird in some places because the top of it was dented and the sides, but I just got lucky that these seams lined up like this. It actually looks really cool. Now I told you guys I'm honest on this channel. I show the good and the bad, and we definitely have some bad. And I just kind of fixed some bad there because I guess that wasn't sticking. I might have to glue that, but if you look on this side, you can still see some red if you look really closely and get right up close on it. The worst of the bad is like a spot like that I missed, but the worst of the bad is down under here. The fingers that I created when I used the heat gun to heat it up. I really should have done a lot more research, but it's the weekend and I wanted to get this done. That's the worst of it, but all in all, I put a few little details on the drawers just to kind of tie it together better, and I'll probably take a ruler and cut them even straighter than they are. This I'm very pleased with. That came out very nice. This I'm not so pleased with, but it is what it is and it works, and it's not super noticeable unless you get right up on it. This side came out incredible. I mean, I was quite pleased with that. I think I did that and then got cocky. Even on this side where there's the inners of the drawer came out way better. But I'm calibrating the printer right now, so I'm calibrating E-steps, so I got some loose filament. But all in all, hefty upgrade to the space. Definitely looks a lot cleaner. My desk is in desperate need of dusting, so I'm kind of not trying to show it. I got stuff all over. I've been calibrating the E-steps, and I've been working on a couple things this week. But finishing up this setup here is an ongoing project, ongoing process to making the lab look better, function better, and just all around be a space that, you know, I really enjoy being in. And that's going to include a fresh coat of paint on these walls very soon and some decor, if you will, much of which will be 3D printed. So I'm quite pleased with the way the ender turned out. It's really nice looking over and seeing this beautiful clean loom with the white. It looks really great, and I think that for right now I'm going to leave this BL touch wire short, and I think I've changed my mind on that, but we'll see. It does kind of bother me when I look over at it. So the next step for this is we're going to be building the see-through acrylic cover after I take some measurements and make sure we got enough to do the giveaway laptop, as well as this here. Have it sit along here, bolt into the factory threads, and I think that'll look really cool. I think that'll be a nice aesthetic touch to the printer. I'm really pleased with how this turned out, given the fact that this was my first time ever in history vinyl wrapping something, and I think it looks really cool, and I really upgraded the space. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is it trash? Did I do an awful job? Or is it all right? Is it aight? Let me know. All right, so time to get into what we're gonna do tomorrow. Hey everyone. So as I was editing this video, I decided that, contrary to typical Virgil fashion, I did not want this video to end up being 3 hours long. So I'm breaking it up into a part 2 and a part 3. So in the first video of this series, as you guys saw, I made a bold claim about the type of setup that you could get, and then immediately backed it up. And not only did I back it up, but I actually surpassed my claim by spending about half of what I said you guys could get on Facebook Marketplace for the money, in terms of a very practical and very cool looking 3D printing setup. On this channel, I back up my claims, baby. Hugh McGregor.
People are always saying about the talk, and I talk, and I talk, and I talk, but guess what? I back it up! I back it up!
So part 3 will contain the restoration of the $10 toolbox / workbench that I got from Facebook Marketplace. And it will also contain the restoration and the setup of the Maker Select 3D printer I got from Marketplace for $25. I mean, you really can't beat that. It will also contain all the little stuff that I mentioned, like upgrading the spool roller right here and mounting it to the box properly, printing a new roller for the Maker Select, modifying the cross table for the drill press to make it more functional, as well as just better looking and more capable in general. So I have a lot of stuff coming up for the channel that I'm super excited about, and obviously one of the next videos that I put out is going to be the final video in the Hulk Miner series. Now, for those that don't know, Hulk is my 64 core, 128 thread, purpose-built Monero mining rig. The RAM shipped yesterday from China and should be here within 25 days. And the power supply got here yesterday, so all we're waiting on is the RAM. The only thing we have left for Hulk is we need to throw that RAM in, do all the wiring stuff, put stuff in looms, heat shrink, make it look beautiful, make sure it's functional, all that good stuff. And that is really the most complicated thing we have left on Hulk. So after everything's all assembled and it's all together, we'll do OS installation and configuration, XM rig and GOOG pack setup and configuration. And then we'll get into the stuff that I know a lot of you guys want to see in here, which is hash rates, XM rig configuration, build cost, profitability, energy usage, all that good stuff. And I know a ton of you guys are really looking forward to that. I get a message on Reddit like every day about Hulk from the good people at the Monero mining subreddit. So don't worry, it's coming very soon, I promise. And in addition, at the end of that video, there's going to be my announcement for Hulk version 2, which is going to contain all of my concept sketches and the general plan for Hulk version 2, which I think is going to blow version 1 out of the water. As it should, right? It's version 2. I've been able to learn and grow and improve the design, all that good stuff. So after this video in part 3 of the 3D printing series, I have a lot of different stuff planned. I had to write it all down actually, because I want to hear from you guys. My main thing is I want to hear from you guys about what you want to see on the channel next. Now, I have a lot of stuff planned in like general outlines for, shopping lists, hardware, schematics, all that stuff. And so I'm hoping to hear in the comments from you guys what you want to see next. So after this video, which is part 2, and part 3 of the printing series, which will be the main setup in the factory, the main prototyping and fabrication setup that the new 3D printer and workbench has been turned into. The next video after these two will be the giveaway laptop build series, which I mentioned in the beginning of this video. Now, I'm hoping that will only be one video. I'm hoping it'll be, it'll probably end up being about an hour, a half hour long, something like that. Because really the only thing we need to build for it is that see-through bottom panel made out of the acrylic that I got. So after those 2 videos, or 3 I guess, Hulk, part 3, and the laptop build series, the next thing after that is going to be a CNC build, which I am incredibly excited for. I've been plotting on parts and buying the necessary stuff for quite some time now. And the reason that's going to be the next one is because that machine is strictly necessary for Hulk version 2. But not only is it necessary for Hulk version 2, it's going to drastically improve the build quality of anything on the channel, as well as just like, really take all the refinement of the stuff that I create to the next level. And maybe even, create some, commercial stuff for you guys and different products that I've designed and that I've made for my personal use that a couple of people have mentioned they want to buy. So maybe I'll be able to produce them in bulk, So after those videos, here are kind of like the options, right? I had to write them all down because I've had so much stuff in my mind and so many videos I want to make. So Flipper Zero, right? I want to make a video about the Flipper Zero in general. That's sort of like a beginner tutorial that goes over everything it can do, techniques, how the protocols work, what stuff has them. Really kind of like a comprehensive video on the Flipper Zero to take someone who's a beginner and get them from beginner to like, okay, I kind of know what I'm doing. After that, or not after that, but another option, a brand new evil portal video, going really in depth in the portals and really making them extremely polished, as well as like having things in the portal that's going to use like psychological and social engineering techniques to really extract the important main credentials that you would want if you were an adversary. Ethical hacking stuff, I've already kind of started filming a Metasploit Venom video, where I create a reverse interpreter TCP payload to try to compromise an Android tablet, and going through the whole process of like creating the payload, choosing the encoder, which encoder, what architecture does your device have, is it ARM, is it x64, blah blah blah, and hosting it over the internet versus hosting it locally using a Python server or something like that. So I already have some of that filmed. I know a lot of you guys are really into the ethical hacking stuff, as am I. Metasploit framework itself, going through all the payloads, how to use it, commands, what encoders to use, why, how do you know which encoder, all that good stuff. An educational, this one I've always wanted to do kind of since I started, but like an educational hacking series that starts from like nothing, right? Like first video will be like laptop. Okay, I need to buy a laptop. What laptop do I choose? What hardware do I need? How much RAM do I need? Which programs use RAM? If I'm trying to, create like a botnet, what kind of, all that stuff. What hardware do I need? How do I manage it? That goes from like picking out the hardware and all that stuff. Next video, setup and configuration, setting up proxies, choosing a VPN, MAC changers, browser, setting up the browser for anonymity, disabling JavaScript, all like everything, right? And then like keep going down the line. Like each couple weeks I would put out a new video that's like just building on that first one, like moving along down in the same way that I learned and the stuff that I learned. That'll go from like, buying a laptop and eventually get to like low level hardware stuff like data buses, logic gates, what's happening, like crazy stuff. So, complete lab upgrade and remodel. Would you guys like to see me completely upgrade the lab here, from the art station, like the art and repair station, to the 3D printing station here, new desk, vinyl wrap, is that something you guys want to see? Linear motion camera system build. I've got the sketches for it. I'm going to design a linear motion camera system in FreeCAD for time lapses, post the files on my GitHub, build it. Robot arm build. This one I'm 100% doing and I'm incredibly excited for. Who doesn't want a freaking robot, bro? My main goal, my eventual goal is to create like an ecosystem, right, that eventually has a central control that's controlled by a language model, and hopefully have something like... Yeah, so I was gonna put in a cool like montage of Tony Stark telling Jarvis to do things, and then I realized that I would get hit with a copyright thing, and they would take my video down or demonetize it. So enjoy this gif of a robot welding. We're gonna do that here. Who doesn't want that? It's Tony Stark's Jarvis, right, bro? I mean, who wouldn't want to like wake up and just have a robot making you coffee? Like, that's freaking sick. So robot arm, PC hardware reviews, hacking gadgets. Like, what do you guys want to see? Please let me know in the comments. So let me know in the comments what you guys want to see. I want to make the content that you guys want to see, and I love all of the topics that I just listed to you guys. I would happily make a video about any of that stuff and be like extremely excited about it. So please let me know in the comments, what do you want to see? Laptop giveaway, right? the laptop giveaway is going to end on May 15th or 30th. I'm not sure yet, but it's going to be a very short giveaway because the whole purpose of this is to give a laptop to someone who needs it, not to benefit or profit or anything. Like here's another thing. So I don't know if I said this in the beginning. I'm currently editing the video, and I can't remember, but all of the entries that are for this laptop, if it's anything over what the giveaway would be, I'm gonna go buy another laptop and do the same thing to give it away. Guys, this giveaway is truly like me wanting to give this tech and this stuff to somebody who wouldn't be able to afford it. Like, that is the whole spirit of the giveaway. I have always been the type of person who like really gets mad and really hates seeing true injustice in the world, and really hates seeing, younger people and kids struggle because the bankers completely screwed up our dollar. The government prints it out of thin air to the point where it's worthless, and real people and families are struggling. So the whole purpose of this is to give a really good laptop in the hands of a person who would not be able to afford it normally, so that they can learn cybersecurity or hacking or programming, or even just use it for school, whatever, to better their life. And I would love to get this channel to the point one day where I'm able to give a poor kid a scholarship to college. Like, that's the whole goal, is to give back and help, like truly help people. Not just be, one of these people who's like only in it for myself, because that's what people have been doing since like, in the 1970s, everybody was just like me for myself, and everybody's spirit changed and everybody started caring about only themselves. And what we see in society now is the result of that. And we need to move back to like there being honor and integrity and respect for people who are doing things for everybody else. And I'm getting a little like, philosophical on you guys here, but the giveaway, I hope that computer ends up in the hands of somebody who wouldn't be able to normally afford it, who doesn't need it. So anyway, in order to enter, send $1 to one of the payment methods listed below. There's a Monero address. Okay, Monero, look. If you guys send Monero to enter, please remember to put your name and maybe an email in the description, the transaction description form or segment, or whatever, because somebody has already sent me a Monero and I have no idea who they are because they didn't put their name in it, and I've already said to do that. So I'm like, so I hope whoever sent that finds a way to tell me who they are. I hope you see this. If you're the guy who sent me the Monero, put a comment down below and let me know who you are. But that's not going to work, because then everybody's just going to say it's them to get a free entry. I'll figure it out. Whatever. So, in addition to the Monero address, there's a PayPal and a CashApp. So, on either May 15th or May 30th, I haven't decided yet. Let me know in the comments if we should end the giveaway the 15th or the 30th. But even if I do not get a single entry, I'm gonna find a way to give this laptop to one of you guys, because the whole purpose of this is giving back. It's not, to profit or anything. So even if 0 people enter, I'm gonna find a way to choose someone who I think needs it, and I'll just ship it out to them when it's done. But that's the whole plan, guys. Laptop giveaway. It's going to be really cool when I'm done. I missed the whole 90s see-through tech vibe. You know what I mean? We're bringing that back. Okay, so yeah, and if guys, if you want to support the channel, if you like the content or you want to see something, you can donate to any of the options below. That money goes directly back to the channel and making videos. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Thanks so much. Until next time, Virgil signing off.